Now, vectors have this thing called magnitude.
Distance.
Yeah.
Magnitude equals distance.
Yes, it's talking about the length of our vector, which tends to be an amount of something like force or speed or something like that.
Like use the force like you are understanding vectors.
No, like when you when you push something and you use the force. Never mind. If V,
you understand vectors.
Okay, if V is represented by the arrow from this point to this point, then we can say the magnitude. And so notice these absolute value bars around our vector V. Those don't mean absolute value. Whenever we're talking about a vector being inside, that's magnitude.
Which is distance.
Yes.
Which is what absolute value is.
Yes, it is. But it's that kind of.
Oh.
Kind of, yeah.
So...
and so this right here is just the distance formula, which we all know and love. But if you have the vector written in component form, all you have to do is basically the Pythagorean theorem. And since most of the time either they'll give it to us in component form or that's our first step is to change the component form, you really just need to know the second way.
The second way usually is the way that works.
Yeah, because like for example too, the problem says find the component form and magnitude. Well,
once you've got component form, bam.
Then you just have to do the second one, not the first one.
Sounds like a great deal.
Component form, head minus
Let's do
tail.
HMT.
Huh? Oh, yeah, HMT.
Head minus tail.
Totally threw me off there. So the vector PQ.
Let's do HTML. Do you get it? HTML? No? No? You don't get it? What are you doing? Why is that happening?
I don't know.
Try again. Okay, there we go.
Okay, PQ. So that's the
stop
second
minus
one.
start.
So -5
minus -3. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then
2 minus 4. Stop minus start. Always go stop minus start.
Right.
Life is easier that way.
So this was
-2.
Oh, I was gonna say this was this. So what he's saying is the start. It's the start. That's the stop. So stop minus start. Okay. So what is it?
-2. -2, comma, -2.
Okay, so if
there's your vector, Victor.
If we Pythagorean theorem on this to find the magnitude, so here's absolute value around our vector PQ, then what we're going to do is the square root of, how am I writing diagonally?
That's a negative vector, I think, Steve.
Pythagorean theorem, where this is A, this is B, we're doing A squared plus B squared. Make sure when you plug in negatives, you put them in parentheses. So,
yeah, if you don't, it'll ruin your square root.
Yeah, so square root of 4 plus 4, which is square root of 8. If we want to simplify that square root, which we do, right?
We can, yeah. 2 squared to 2.
2 squared to 2.
Mm-hmm. That one's not a hard one to
because that splits
simplify
up into 4 and 2.
Yeah.
So you take the square root of 4 and get 2 square roots of 2. So that's the magnitude. Here's the component form. Done with that example.
Okay.